Welcome to the sportiest stream this evening, everybody. Hopefully you all are doing well, as we've got two matches coming up here tonight. Actually, I forgot to edit. We actually have, again, two matches coming up here tonight. We do start in the Black Line Championship Series with Final Form Entertainment, Digital Vein versus Team Ignition. Not seen FFE in a little while on this stream, so always good to see them again, as I'm playing against Team Ignition, who have been on the stream a lot, to say the very least. So, surprised to see them here this week. And again, with how these teams have been playing, be quite the matches as we go to our schedule again. Later tonight, we'll have Team Evil Velocity Exploding Cat GIF. Actually, it is a 10 p.m. match, a 10:30 p.m. match. So, in about 2.5 hours from now, as again, we're gonna get our teams sorted out here, as again our schedule's been very weird today, but we're just trying to sort everything out here. Should have those with our two matches tonight. Again, we're starting off though with FFE Digital Vein Team Ignition. Ignition suffered their first loss last week, as they took their loss against HPA Hydra Pack. It was a result that has shown a lot about Team Ignition. I think for FFE, if they're playing smart, they would want to have seen that match, see what Ignition's weaknesses. And their weakness is that they rely a lot on Ryan. Last week was probably the weakest we've seen Ryan throughout this entire season, and it just so coincided with the weakest that we've ever seen Team Ignition this season. So for FFE, a major way they can shut down Team Ignition, as many teams have in the past, is shutting down Ryan. If Ryan's allowed to get the space, this Team Ignition side should be in control. But if he doesn't play up to expectations and the way that people expect, he and this team are going to struggle. So Team Ignition with a huge weakness that we have found on them so far here. So we'll see if teams can catch on to that. Hopefully get things sorted out here, making sure we get both these teams. Let us know when they're ready. FFE, again, Final Form Entertainment. We have not seen that org on this stream in quite a while. Actually, when was the last time I've even seen them on this stream? Let's see, when was the last time I got to see Final Form on this stream? It was... oh, probably when we had Affinity 1 FFE Blue. That was on Tommy Bucket's stream. I'm sure it's on my YouTube channel. Before that, we had Evolve Scarlet 100X FFE. Again, we got to see FFE Blue and Evolve Exodia. So, again, we have not seen FFE on the stream though in a while, since the last Blackline Championship Series season. We're back here for this season, however, and we'll see how they do here as we get everything sorted here for our upcoming matchup. You'll recognize Mr. Anderson. Specifically, he was on FFE as well. I'm trying to think what FFE team specifically, but he was on it. He's been on the stream before. What FFE team was he on? He was not on this. He was not on FFE Blue. He was on. We keep going back. Who was he on? He was on. Was he on? No, he wasn't on that. And look. Well, we do know, actually, we've seen Who Cares Joe before as well. He was on FFE Ground Zero in the past. We've seen JXC3, he was on, he was a teammate of Red Falcons in the past, who had, I think, in Ascension Cup Season 0, played with him. So we've seen him before. And we have seen JXC3 as well. On FFE Splode, there we go. I think they have been on the stream before. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yes, we have. I don't think we've seen him on the stream, but we have had. I do recognize him from that. Mr. Anderson specifically. FE Akuma. There we go. That's the team. FFE Akuma, the team he was on before. He has played against Team Ignition. Actually, has beaten them before. So I feel like maybe he could do it all over again here for Jansen, although obviously this time he is not a player for FFE on this match. He is the coach. So we'll see how that works. Also, by the way, unlike yesterday, we do have the overlay has been updated, so it actually will work this time. Any of you who were here yesterday, you'll remember the overlay did not work. Just due to the Rocket League update, it has since been fixed, and hopefully that will allow everything to back to normal. Let me check stats real quick and see if it is up. It is. We're good to go. As we'll get into this one very, very soon here. As, again, apologies while we do wait on these teams, but they are about a minute or two in. As there we go, everybody in. So let's see who's on for FFE. It's Synergites, JXC3, and Parallel P. Ignition with Cody, Bingo, Brian, and Brian. We'll see if Team Ignition can pick up from last week's loss. FFE also having suffered a loss last week. They are currently 1-2 this season. Lost last week to the 3 Commandments. It's actually had a very good rebound after the week 1 loss to Team Ignition. But for now, we've got a best of 5 to go. Again, our first match of 2 tonight. We'll have that second one much later. But for now, it's Final Form Entertainment Digital Reign taking on Team Ignition. Best of 5 series here in week number 4. Team Ignition having suffered their first loss of the season. This team is beatable, very beatable. All eyes really are on Ryan this week to see if he can improve from his relatively abysmal performance last week. As FFE Digital Reign, again, team of full of very talented players. Can they make it together? And they're already off to a good start here as Synergites as FFE puts one in the back of the net. There's a rough challenge there. Bingo Brian coming a bit too far off that side wall. Unable to get clean connection, and it's 1 for FFE as Team Ignition. Apologies on that. That is my computer telling me about a security issue. We're fine though. As FFE Digital Reign again lead by 1, and again the major question is gonna come in the form of Ryan. He is the player that this Ignition side relies on the most. Week after week, he's the player that really is there to shut them down, and well, he's gonna get off to a good start here. Finds the assist for Cody. Team Ignition trying to put themselves on the board quickly and early. Oh, help from Ryan. That should be very doable. Again, the Team Ignition playstyle. It's a team where anybody can really show up, but again, if Ryan doesn't play very well like he did last week, Team Ignition's very, very beatable. Again, they lost to HBE Hijack. Reminder, that team at that point was had never won, was 0-2, were the weakest team in that group by ratings. So, still I think considered the weakest team in that group by ratings. So, even then, Ignition again have proven they are very, very beatable. They do have a huge weakness in the form of shutting down Ryan. As Ryan right now shut down here, got to get back quickly, saved off the post as Team Ignition, a little bit of an overcommit was an issue for them last week as they forced out a lot of their offense. Rely on that too quickly here. They've got to be able to play as a unit and able to play with good consistency and speed. Even if Ryan's not playing his best, his team's got to be able to rely on the other 2 players, Bingo Brian and Cody, to be able to lead themselves. And so far, they've definitely started off that way as the shots keep coming in. Ryan will keep it to the corner. Go up the corner as well. Parallel P clears this one out. Bingo Brian going for the backflip shot. It will be saved away by JXC3. He's known for his defense, and he was known for it back on FFE Explode, a very defensive team by nature, and JXC3 definitely leading his team in many of those save statistics. Continuing to try to do that here for FFE Digital Reign as Team Ignition going to bring on a lot of offense. As another shot on. This one will find the net though. As an easy one for Bingo Brian. Cody's got the assist as Team Ignition really are just relying a lot on these 50s on that sidewall. Really forcing Digital Reign to play to the sides before they go to the midfield with that pass. And really catching FFE Digital Reign a little too far away from that net, but can't really blame Digital Reign. They have to chase down Ignition for these 50-50s. A lot of them are just, again, on that sidewall, not in front of the net. Maybe all that FFE needs to do is just play a little bit patiently as JXC3 does have an answer as FFE Digital Reign have scored one back as Ryan got a little too confident challenging that corner. No, there was nobody else in the midfield. Everybody in Ignition in this very same place. Means that once that 50 goes awry, FFE will be the first ones onto it. So, a mistake from Ryan, who I think a bit too overconfident going for that 50. And again, Team Ignition, it has been an issue for them before. It was an issue for them last week in their confidence. Well, this game, looking a lot better than they did last week as Ryan doesn't waste any time to redeem himself. I mean, really though, this is made by Cody. That is a perfect pass from Cody. No one jumping from FFE. That's how good it was. And the speed from Ryan, he can read those. As Team Ignition do take the 1-goal lead. They've made a couple costly mistakes this game, but so far it hasn't been the same kind of play that we saw last week, which was slow and uninspiring from Team Ignition. They'll want to make sure that they take that initiative more as these matches progress onward. As Ryan, looking for control, has the dribble, pinched in front. No shot coming from Bingo Brian as he's overshot this one. Cody has to challenge here. GXE3 looking for parallel P. Bingo Brian is waiting onto this one. He'll have easy control and easy access. But Synergites does stop him. FFE Digital Vein holding the midfield, playing a condensed offense, but eventually Team Ignition do break through. A Ignition side that is, again, a lot more lively this week. Obviously took that loss last week to heart, and I remember talking with Cody afterwards. He'd mentioned about the lackluster performance from his team as a whole. He mentioning a lot of their reliance on Ryan, how that can't be the consistency that this team works through. He left off telling me that this team was going to pull things together, was going to be able to rebound, and was going to be able to do it without relying heavily on Ryan being able to perform every single week. So I expect a lot of this match to really be led by Cody and Bingo Brian. Well, Ryan is that natural leader for this team. He is just such a crucial player in the middle of all these plays for Ignition. What really pulls this roster together is Cody and Bingo Brian. If they play well, this team is unstoppable at times, but gotta be able to prove that as Cody. Oh, what a ceiling shot! Oh, he'll make sure another one goes in. Team Ignition take the 2-goal lead as Cody wasting no time with that ceiling effort. A rare mechanical goal for a player like Cody, who generally likes to keep things simple. Again, the kind of performance that I'm sure that these players have been looking for, especially Cody's been looking for. He has so often been that player that feels like he's the one that needs to step up in most situations. It's a pretty huge moment to do it in. 2 goals up, Team Ignition inside that final minute. FFE Digital Vein not getting the same Ignition that we saw last week. And it's going to make things tougher, as this should be one more. Bingo Brian, though, doesn't really put a good shot on it. Still Ignition hold the ball as Cody unwilling to challenge parallel P. He'll challenge now as FFE pushing up high, but they won't get offense. Bingo Brian going for net. It's actually gone by, and it's a 3-goal lead. FFE Digital Vein had a defender. I think Synergites was waiting in the backfield, but for one reason or another, he just missed it. And Team Ignition, surely that secures game 1. With how they've been playing, it should be enough. FFE Digital Vein have not been able to keep up with them at the end of this game, as, again, a lot of this game, I've mentioned so much about Ryan being able to step up. It's Bingo Brian and Cody who have stepped up, and again, I think what this Team Ignition side has been looking for has been the ability to let Bingo Brian and Cody really take over this team at times, really be able to lead. When they're able to do that, this team really does come together and look so tough to take down. They have a killer offense when Bingo Brian and Cody get on the board. And you see there, Cody leading the stat sheet. 2 goals and 2 assists. It's exactly what he told me. Again, at the end of last week, at the end of that last series, was going to be, a lot of it was going to be, even though it wasn't really a great week for Ryan, a lot of it is going to be put on the shoulders of Cody and Bingo Brian. Be able to step up when it matters, and the shots being 14-3, all they need to do is continue that kind of performance. I mean, what we got to see is a Bingo Brian and Cody led offense. They're able to continue that. We think they would be on a good track to have a perfect rebound this week. It's Cody trying to get things started. He probably could have scored that, actually. No one for FFE was back at that point, but the shot goes high, and parallel P will look for the outplay. Synergites not on targets, and Team Ignition again trying to slow things down to start off game 2 by the looks of it. And they're the ones with the momentum. They're the ones that definitely want to keep that pace ongoing, as Cody with a big clear. Synergites will be able to catch up to it. As Ryan FFE'd with a couple other players, will go for goal, but GXC3 there to stop it. Cody, off the corner. Bingo Brian, not able to get there. Ryan, though, that's open, but Bingo Brian couldn't turn it in, and a 3v1 the other way. Cody, able to get back. Team Ignition able to rely on the defense. As, oh, yeah, that's a miscommunication. Maybe I spoke a little too soon there, but Bingo Brian will shovel that one out, and Team Ignition finally get their breakthrough opportunities as Cody will win another challenge. Again, really leading this team. Cody wants to pull Team Ignition back. Again, it's so many people have lamented at Cody, have mentioned how his work really is the one that can elevate this roster. He's been the captain of this team. He's been on this roster for the longest amount of time. A lot of what we're going to see from Ignition when they're at their best is Cody getting the chances, as he does right there. Team Ignition lead as Bingo Brian, a little awkward on that dribble, but he does flick it over Synergide too. Just sat on his goal line. He needed to push out earlier. Gives up an opening that will be taken as Cody puts in the finishing touch. Team Ignition looking to keep it going as... Thank you for the follow, Brian. Thank you for the follow, Brian Ann. Welcome to Spodia Stream. As speaking of another Brian, Bingo Brian will get his goal here. I think it was fully deserved after what he did for the last goal. Just get another one here as a whiff from Parallel P, and it was an unfortunate position to be in, but if you are on the side of FFE. Oh, yes, thank you, Brian Ann. Thank you for the sub, the Prime sub. Thank you so much. You manifested it. Yeah, maybe you did, my friend. Here as JXC3 looking for the answer. That one will be cleared out, though, by Ryan as Team Ignition again with all three players in that same corner. This time it won't cost them as another whiff for FFE. As, yeah, maybe we got a different Brian, Brian in the chat. Maybe he's, manifesting Bingo Brian to play as well as he has this game. Whatever it is for Team Ignition, a much more refreshing look at this roster. Really, I don't think we've seen them look this well controlled and this well organized since week 1. That first week was incredible from them when they played against the Three Commandments. They looked very, very well kept together. Since then, they've kind of been slipping off in consistency, but this week, obviously, they put their work back together. Make sure they fixed up that consistency problem, because they look a whole lot better here in Game 2. And just in the series as a whole, as Bingo Brian will take a second goal. He's been involved in everything that Ignition has scored on. As Ryan, actually that's his first assist of this game. His first point of Cody and Bingo Brian leading in many ways. Again, as I mentioned, and as Cody has mentioned, that's what he wanted to see out of his roster. I wanted to see more from Ryan, but Cody had mentioned at last week's loss that his team relied too much on Ryan at times. They needed to bring that consistency with the other two players. And that's exactly what we're getting this week. Bingo Brian and Cody have put in the work. This roster just looks renewed. Looks like they have a new sense of passion. That loss really did kick them back into looking more at themselves. The kind of self-reflection that so many teams don't get when they start off so well in the season. Definitely a renewed source of self-confidence as FFE Digital Vein unable to break out. Bingo Brian. Ryan, demoed by Synergites as Ignition going for some demos of their own on offense. But nobody there. It will be FFE on the ball as great control from Ryan. Will get over one. Will have to give up the play to Parallel P though. Team Ignition keeping things close, but making sure they keep that scoreline as clean as it can be. That one bouncing off the post. Two players from FFE challenged onto it. As, oh, wait a second. JXC3 has gone the wrong direction, and that's about as egregious as an own goal gets at this level. Sometimes in the Contenders series, you get to see things that you never would believe happens. That's one of those moments. As Bingo Brian will take another one. So that last goal just adding in even more. He's also got his hat trick at this point for FFE. That double whiff off the back, well, that kind of describes how this game has been for these guys. It has been very, very unfruitful, and it's just been awkward for them. They've made a lot more mistakes than I would expect for a team of this consistency. They do have a coach in Mr. Anderson. He's going to have to... I don't think he's going to be very happy with this game's performance, because simply put, it's FFE who just, for whatever reason, are making bad mistakes at bad times. They will take a goal back with Synergites, but at this point, it's far too late. As hello, Kratos. How you doing, my friend? Hopefully all is going well for you as Team Ignition looking to rebound this week. Again, it's probably the best we've seen Team Ignition this whole season. I've gotten to see them every single week they've played. Almost every single week. I don't think we've been able to see literally every single week, but almost every single week they've played. This is the best they've looked since week 1. They just continue to just be on point, find each other. While their accuracy may need a little bit of fixing, they really don't care at this point. They're going to take game 2 on a heavy goal margin. Well, we will see one more for FFE. Again, at this point, it's only going to be a little bit of confidence for Synergites, who will take his second of the game. Is Kratos scouting out the other groups? Yeah, you might be seeing both these teams in the playoffs. There's a good chance that both these teams could make it. Team Ignition specifically is a team that has not missed the playoffs yet since their start in the Blackline Championship Series in Season 11. They're starting the Contenders Series in Season 12. They have not missed the playoffs yet. I was actually sorry, Season 13 was when they started in the Contenders Series. It's one more for Bingo Bryan. He's got 5 goals this game. I mean, this is a step up. Bingo Bryan so often has been a offensive power, but this is a little different. I don't know if it's playoffs that are what Ignition's thinking about. They're just thinking about rebounding from last week, from their 3-1 loss to HPE Hydra Pack, and so far they're on a great path to continue that kind of run. As we move into game number 3, FFE Digital Rain definitely put under pressure here, because this Team Ignition side came in ready, came in warmed up. This is, again, so far, very consistent from Team Ignition. And all they're going to do is look to take a 3-0 sweep in their Week 4 matchup. I don't think they swept anyone yet this season. I could be wrong, though, but... well, they're already off to a great start with Bingo Bryan. That is a beautiful shot. My goodness. I don't know if you could have placed that any better in the top left corner. We just need to marvel at that. That is a beautiful strike. You don't get much shooting as good as that very often at this level. Just admire it for the time being. As our matchup here continues. Team Ignition leading by 1 already, looking to make it 2, but LOP will clear Bingo Bryan through the mess of players of various colors in that midfield. Now he'll go for his chance. Could not get the shot going. As we keep on going in this matchup, the greatness continues, but FFE nearly responding. Yes, they will. JXC3 gets the rebound. And FFE Digital Rain have brought a goal back. Ryan unable to get the clear as far as he wanted it to. And only now am I just considering how awkward it is that there's a player named Brian and a player named Ryan on the same team. Hopefully I've enunciated well to let you differentiate between who is who, as this one saved by, well, not actually saved, but almost saved by Brian. Team Ignition, though, will get the clear. Cody. Ryan in the midfield will go for the fake. Ryan was ready for it, but a little deflection for FFE, and they're going to go the other way, but in the ball up. We'll go straight to Ryan again. Off the ceiling, bumped out by Synergites. FFE not actually attacking here. Cody's gonna shoot. Parallel P's not ready. And it's a free one for Team Ignition. The captain chases it down. And it's a lead as FFE Digital Vein took far too long to challenge. And only 92nd in this game, but we might be en route to a 3-0 sweep. Team Ignition. With the consistency, Ryan off the back wall. In front, Cody can't challenge. Will race back. Will get the touch on this one, but he doesn't recover well here and rely a lot on Ryan to get that clear outward. Blocked by JXC3. FFE. Want that answer as Cody's whiffed under it. A little help from Ryan to get a pop-up there that no one in FFE was expecting. As Ryan. JXC3 will be on the dunk there as that second touch not going the right direction. Cody. Ryan. Big clear and nobody back, a team bump! And that's going to give Ignition another goal. JXC3 was in the right position there, but Parallel P turned into him. Oh, and that's going to be painful for FFE Digital Vein. We're not even halfway through this game and already they're starting to lose hope. This Week 4 matchup, we're getting at the midpoint of the regular season. Team Ignition looking to make sure that their second half of the season is one where they can start off on the right foot. As Cody leaves it for Bingo Brian. Digital Vein not able to get to that one. Bingo Brian not able to get around JXC3 who has stayed well on defense, but an overcommit. Another one for Ignition at this point for FFE. Oh, you can already tell they're not moving. This team is not happy right now. Synergite's far out of his net. He's got to be on that goal line. And FFE, another costly error. Team Ignition are taking every single chance they get to score over and over. FFE Digital Vein not going to be running with the Final Form Entertainment name very well here. This has not been a beautiful performance from them as Team Ignition looking for yet another. Ryan to Bingo Brian, saved by JXC3. In comes Cody, won't get to the challenge in time. JXC3 on Ryan, has the 50! Ryan's got the block, still should be a chance. Synergite's not able to get on the end of it. Team Ignition saved out of a very scary opportunity here for FFE as yet another clear outwards. Quarter 1 lead with 90 seconds to go. Team Ignition. Again, as I've mentioned before, and I'll mention again, I mentioned it was the best they've ever played since Week 1. This may be the best they've played all season. Not even since Week 1. My goodness, they have looked far better this week than they have in past weeks here. And I think, again, that last HBE Hydra Pack has definitely done a number on their confidence. They've come back with renewed spirits. This Team Ignition looks a whole lot better than that version we saw last week, as here's another chance on it. Will be left for Bingo Brian, but he's whiffed on it. Parallel people have an open goal to shoot at, and it's not over just yet. FFE, Final Form Entertainment, still an opportunity as Bingo Brian. I think he was going for the dunk there, but he had to win on that challenge. Misreading the play. FFE have an opening. Ignition, though, looking to shut this down just as fast, but here comes Digital Vein, Final Form Entertainment, Synergites. No boost, will be beat by Cody, but JXC3 not able to get to the challenge as well. FFE waiting back for Parallel P. He has no boost, Cody's beating him too. That one touch, that will go away here. Ignition keeping on the ball here as Ryan. Lead as Cody. 10 boost. Not much you can really do on this except catch it and look in the midfield for Bingo Brian. And that's exactly what he does. FFE gave him space. Up goes Ryan to take this one. It bounced off the post. FFE the other way. JXC3. The flick stopped by Cody. And the reinforcement's not in time. Still they'll go. Beat by Parallel B. JXC3. Redirect. Up high. Where's the shot? It won't come in time. And Team Ignition will take the series in a sweep. Ryan will let this one go as Bingo Brian wants one more goal, but It won't come to Team Ignition, but they're not the ones complaining. A 3-0 sweep. What a rebound here in week number 4. After their first loss of the season came against HPE Hydra Pack. The worst they've ever looked, I think, in the history of this stream. As, again, just renewed confidence. Again, a performance that, I mean, we definitely, I think they definitely wanted to have here. FFE not having the best of nights, but what a performance still, but FFE. We won't be the happiest team out there, but Team Ignition has to be ecstatic. That's the kind of performance they have been asking of themselves for. We do get to see it here. A 3-0 sweep. I mean, if you're Team Ignition, you couldn't have asked for much better. Got him to join on here with us very soon. We have not been able to talk with Ignition for a while here, but of course, Cody already down to join in with us for a little chat afterwards. He's got a lot to say about his team's performance and the improvement we've seen from them. As here he is, welcome in Cody, a 3-0 sweep. Team Ignition suffering their first loss last week. Turn things around, have probably played the best they played all season this week. You guys gotta be feeling good. That win must be refreshing.
Yeah, man, it feels good. We've all been like going through some stuff. Like personally, I like just moved, and so we haven't been like playing the game a lot. And last week really kind of humbled us. And you know, it was a team or a week that we felt like we should have won, and then we made some mistakes. And then since then, we replay reviewed, practice, and really talked to each other. And today it just felt like it felt like we could do no wrong. And so I'm hoping to keep that confidence and that play style going forward.
Teams like yourself who have had a history of dominating in the regular season of the Contenders series, suffering a loss like that to HPE, probably the weakest you guys have ever looked. That win, so often, losses like that, will often designate teams and force teams into a bit of a downward spiral. You guys didn't let that get to you. You know, you mentioned as well to me in a chat after that series that you guys relied a little too much on Ryan. It was the plan this match coming into was to make this as easy as possible for Ryan, for you and Bingo Brian to lead, because it definitely looks like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think during the replay review, we kind of really like found out some of the biggest issues were communications. Brian and I played a little bit, the second man a little bit differently. So we kind of were in each other's blind spots a lot of the times last week, not realizing who was 2 and who was 3. And so there was some communication breakdowns. We really fixed that. And it felt like because of that, whoever was in the right spot this week made the play. And so we kind of shied away from like letting Ryan do everything to whoever's there. They're the one to make the play. So that was our focus, and hopefully we can keep that going forward.
And as you mentioned, as usual, again, you guys able to turn things around to get that confidence going. Obviously, it's no easy thing to recover from a loss like that, especially to a team like HPE that you guys definitely knew you could have beaten last week, but they didn't play the way you needed to. Now, though, you got a few more weeks to go, just past that halfway point in the season. I know you're looking forward to those playoffs. You guys have never missed a playoff bracket ever in your Black Lane Championship Series history, and I'm sure you don't want to have that change. So, for you, obviously, there's the fact that the playoff bracket battle is only heating up. Do you think you have an advantage in that department since you've been here for so long?
I think that yes and no. I think every season the groups are randomized, so you never know who's going to be in your group. There's a lot of strong teams all over the place, and our goal each season is just playoffs. I mean, like last season we got the unfortunate scenario of being in the group with the team that ended up winning. But every other season we've topped the group, and that's not always our goal, but it's always nice, especially going into playoffs. So I think the playoff experience helps, but also that all three of us are friends, and we can have like open communication. And whenever stuff breaks down, we don't have to worry about hurting each other's feelings. We can just say it how it is, and then we fix it. So I think the group dynamic is really what keeps us going.
Love to hear that as well. You guys again have been confident. You guys have been playing very, very well. Let's turn our our heads to a future tournament that I actually haven't even mentioned about on the stream, but the Paradise Oregon 2v2. You're
Yes,
gonna be playing
yes,
with Ignition Ziggy on Friday. Very good chance you might be on this stream. Depends on
yeah.
how things go out. Maybe you'll be here Saturday or even Sunday for that main event. So you and Ziggy obviously got to get used to each other. I don't think you guys have been teammates before, so it's like
Mm-mm.
teaming up with Ziggy on your side for an event like the 2v2 tournament, because twos itself not a very common playlist to be used, but ATS obviously and the Paradise Cup both sponsoring that event. So what are you guys gonna do to kind of prepare for that? Because there's some very scary teams in that tournament.
Yeah, I think we're gonna kind of just take this on as as something to have fun with. I know that Ziggy's been playing a lot of ones lately. Just currently or recently won LOS champs. Congrats to him. So he's champion in his own rights. And I'm a twos main. So even though I play in all these leagues, most every season, I'm 1500, 1530 in twos. So hoping that between the two of us, his ones play style, he's really really demo heavy. So even though there are some demons out there, if they're not on the field, they can't defend us. So if Ziggy's out there demoing, I think that's probably how we're gonna play it and have some fun.
Well, as usual, again, using those strengths again. Thanks so much for talking with me here, Cody. It's felt like a long time since we've had you on this stream. I know we haven't been able to talk with each other very often since week one of this season, but obviously
Yeah.
pulling together probably the best that I think this team has looked this season. For you guys, and obviously you guys looking to stay consistent as well. So again, congrats on your win. Before you leave, obviously, is there any last things you want to say here on this stream?
Yeah, I mean, just a shout out to my teammates bouncing back. Last week was a tough loss, and we didn't let it get to us. We kept positive energy. Shout out to them. Shout out to you for continuously always being available and helping us out with these casts. And shout out Ignition and Ziggy and all the people that watch. Appreciate it. Yeah, just shout out to anyone that supports us, and look for us in the playoffs.
As you said, Cody calling a shot, Team Ignition looking to make the playoffs. Thank you so much for joining me here, Cody, and congratulations on your second sweep of the season here, this time over FFE Digital Rain. Have an amazing rest of your day. Have an amazing night. We'll see you again very soon.
Thanks so much, Party. Have a good night.
That was Cody there joining us in for a little talk as well. A 3-0 sweep for Team Ignition. A beautiful win at a time that they desperately needed it, but before we go offline, again, remind you of our schedule. We'll have another match later tonight. Team Eva Velocity and Exploding Cat GIF, part of the ATS Apex Cup, a battle of the playoffs. So, a fun match there, but for now, we gotta find one online that we can raid. Okay, let's go raid here. Thank you all so much for showing support to this video stream. Again, we'll be live very soon, later tonight, with more Rocket League action. But for now, take care, have an amazing night. And before you know it, we'll be right back with more Rocket League action.